17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.
Dr. X, tonight's Drive-In Asylum late movie. Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? I'm Sam Panico. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, how you doing?
I hope you're all doing all right tonight.
Yeah. Haddonfield Memorial is right behind me, as you can tell by the sign. So,
oh,
yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Never go to their emergency ward. Okay?
Oh my God. One time I ate an apple with a razor blade in it, and there was no one to help me. And when the doctor finally came, he was drunk as shit.
Yeah. Drive over to Hardin County.
Yeah.
If you want to have to go to the hospital, because HMH is bad news.
My insurance doesn't cover it too. So yeah, not good. Anyways, it's you know what, Bill? I've decided Halloween is extended through at least the end of this show. So I'm going to keep it in my heart for this show and not be upset about ending, because we got a great scary movie tonight. Kids, we have a great scary movie tonight, kids, on the show. So I'm very excited about Dr. X, and I'm very excited to see this 2-color Technicolor process, which looks wild. It looks like it's painted the entire movie. It looks so cool.
It really does. It's like somebody went and painted each frame.
Mm-hmm.
That's that look about it. And I can't imagine what it would be like to watch this movie in black and white after having seen
Yeah.
it this way. I guess if you didn't know what you're missing, then
Yeah.
that's too bad for you. But this version of the movie is just so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way I've seen it. I've never watched it in black and white, and it just came in. This movie just came into my life maybe like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe not even.
I read that they found it in Jack Warner's house when he died. That's where they found the Technicolor print that got cleaned up. So the other thing I learned about this movie is that Max Factor did the special effects for it, the future cosmetic king. That at this point in his career, he was still doing special effects. So he designed that hummus face, as Chris Erickson said.
Mashed potato face. Yeah.
Mashed potato face. Yeah. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, this guy is really creepy looking, if you ask me, Dr. X. He's got some serious issues. Now, he has a secret identity. We're not going to spoil who Dr. X is. It's going to come from left field, believe me.
I kind of dig that Dr. X feels like, I haven't seen it. It's based on a stage play, The Terror, but it feels like a lot of the pulp kind of stuff that was out at the time. Like he feels like a villain that the Shadow or Doc Savage would go up against.
I really like this kind of movie, like the old dark house thriller. This is kind of a mashup of genres, and I love that about it. It's an old dark house thriller. It's a mad scientist movie, and it's also kind of like modern-esque. I don't want that's the wrong word, but they talk about stuff like cannibalism and drug abuse and prostitution, and they make all these allusions in this movie that you couldn't do after the Hays Code came along and changed everything. Like you couldn't say any of this stuff, and they got the ending of the movie down. The ending of the movie would have been okay in the Hays Code, but the rest of it.
It's pretty wild though, because like just in a few years, like movies became totally neutered after this. And when you watch the pre-code movies, they feel sometimes as fresh as stuff today. Like they're just like wild, and that's what I love about them.
Yeah, they were really going for it in those early ones, and they weren't holding back, and it was just sort of like what was scary in its era. They were giving you a whole bunch of it in the pre-code movies, and maybe being a little uncomfortable, although they are pretty tame, obviously, by today's standards, especially Dracula.
Yeah,
I remember as a kid being really upset after I watched Dracula. So I'm like, there's no scary music in it. There's no blood. You don't see fangs in it even. And I was really annoyed. Now, of course.
Did you see the Hammer Dracula before you saw the universe? Okay, see, so that's, Frank asked, is this Dr. X referred to in science fiction double feature? Yes. The Dr. X will build a creature is referenced. I found 2 other music references for this week. The band Queensryche on the album Operation Mindcrime. The villain of that is Dr. X, and they said it's a tribute to the movie, as well as Dr. Octagon, the rapper Kool Keith, one of his many, many names on the album Dr. Octagon Cologist. There is a sample from this about the cannibal scene when the police are talking. So if you know that album, you'll probably pick it up. So kind of cool. I think the really funny thing about Dracula, building it back to your point, is the armadillo in Dracula, I could never figure out why. And it's because armadillos seemed like such eccentric monsters that it added like this weirdness to it that was like a way to just get it in there. And it's like, well, who would have this in their house? Obviously a vampire. But
the insect that crawls out of an insect-sized coffin.
Yeah, exactly. So there's also a sequel to Dr. X too, which I saw someone mention the other night, The Return of Dr. X. And that's a couple years later.
With Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah, that's wild.
But there was no mashed potato face in it. I don't
know. And we demand mashed potato face here at the Driving Asylum Late movie.
That's this movie. That's like the central scene that made me fall in love with this movie. Because it was kind of building up to something. I'm like, oh, it's not going to really do anything. And then it did that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I didn't see this coming. I didn't know anything about it when I watched it. I hope no one else does either. We've already spoiled it by putting a trailer on here. What were we thinking?
This movie is not the prequel to the Blood Waters of Dr. Z. Even though Dr. X comes before Dr. Z.
They studied together, Dr. X and Dr. Z.
Oh, they went to evil scientist college together.
There's another movie that this is sometimes confused as online on Internet Archive. You mentioned that there's this other movie called The Revenge of Dr. X, and it's that movie about the human Venus flytrap. It's a Japanese movie, I think.
Yeah.
I forget the actual title of that movie, but this is not obviously the Venus flytrap movie. This is a bona fide classic of black and white. Well, not even black and white. It's 2-color process Technicolor. And it's beautiful. It's even the sets, like it's not just the colorations. The sets. The mansion that it takes place in is kind of like steampunky, with all the tubes and like the glowing. It's almost like the Fortress of Solitude with all those crystals.
Yeah. Oh man. Every time I see Peter Cushing in this ad, I think his eye's going to be really big, like Top Secret. Whenever he pulls away this spyglass, and it's gigantic. Yeah, I have not actually watched this whole movie yet, so I'm super excited to watch the movie, and I've been saving it for throughout this week to watch. So I'm very excited to get into it. So let us know in the chat if you have seen Dr. X before, or if you haven't seen it, let us know.
It's got a lot of atmosphere. One thing I should warn everybody that this is also a comedy, sort of. There's a lot of comedy in this movie, of the early 30s type, and there's a lot of like goofy stuff that happens in it. It's still fun. There's some great interplay with Fay Wray and the lead actor. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but they're really good.
Lionel Atwill?
No, not Lionel Atwill. He plays her father in this movie, and it's creepy.
Yeah,
it's really creepy. It's too intimate, and they're like touching each other's faces, and they're almost kissing, and she like leans in and like kisses him.
He's my favorite old time movie creep actor, especially in the one Frankenstein movie where he keeps caressing his fake hand, his fake arm. And it's just like, there's that one picture of him, this publicity picture of him holding it, and it's like so strange. He's really good at playing a weirdo, that's what we want, right?
Well, he's a weirdo in this, even though he's sort of one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Really. This movie is full of potential villains. Every single one of the scientists that are staying in this spooky old mansion, they're all bona fide weirdos. And the movie does not hold back. It really tries to confuse you about who might be Dr. X. Which one of them is the murderer?
And plus, there's like the serial killer at night, which really feels like very jolly kind of. So that's cool for me. I like that.
It happens during the full moon.
Ooh, I like that. I don't know. I keep going back to being Count Floyd tonight. Ooh, kids, it's gonna be scary.
Is there a full moon tonight?
Yeah.
Well, there's also, these murders keep happening in the movie, and there's cannibalism involved. Like parts of the body have been seemingly cannibalized.
Ooh.
And obviously you're not going to see anybody with like meat hanging out of their mouths. You're not going to see any missing musculature on a torso or an arm. But, just the fact that they brought that into the plot and that it was part of the movie is kind of shocking.
We need a little sound effect for every time somebody says torso on the show. It should just that guitar part should be like, wow, like in the background every time someone says it. That'll be our secret. You can just do it at home in your head.
From the people that brought you Dr. Zhivago.
Oh, yes. Carlo Ponti. He took 5 minutes away from sleeping with Sophia Loren to bring you Torso.
Oh.
Man, look at this. I'm so excited about this. Look how beautiful this film looks.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of Batman-ish.
Yeah. Love it. Oh, look at man. Sometimes I just get lost in these movies, especially in that shot there where we're kind of like looking back into infinity down that hallway. It's so beautiful.
You can't actually see the walls in any of these sets. It's always dark, and there's glowing things that are standing out from whatever wall might be there. I want to see what this mansion looked like with nothing in it. Yeah. What could this possibly be?
Yeah, Eldon, this is not colorized. This was a two-color Technicolor process.
Yeah.
This originally was made for Technicolor. It looks colorized, but it's not. Like, it has just like the wildest look to it. And again, I mentioned on the Halloween show, back in the old days of doing things on film pre-digital, when you put color, when you got things ready for process, you actually were dying. There was an expert that dyed the film. We used to go to one studio in New York. It was the same place that Scorsese would go to. He was actually there once when we were there, and I was like, cool, I'm just gonna stay here and not go to the bathroom and run into him. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you didn't see him?
No, he was like locked in deep because like they were going through, like, these guys could do amazing things. Like, we shot one of the Pittsburgh Zoo commercials on the day after Easter, and it snowed, so we needed like blue skies, and they literally, this is pre-digital, like color the sky, like painted on the film and made the sky look blue. Like, it was amazing the stuff they would do and how they could bring out the colors. And it's a totally different like richness of colors. You can tell, like, if you watch Argento's films, especially like Suspiria, like the reds and the colors in them, the processes are way different than what we see in digital today. You can get close with digital, but there's like a soft darkness to film that I think nothing else kind of gets close to. So I'm excited.
I agree.
Yeah, it's just, and I'm not being like, yeah, go ahead.
It's like the difference between CDs and vinyl.
Yeah, it's a warmness, or just it's worn too. There's just something to it. I thought you said the difference between CBs and vinyls, and I was like 10-4, good buddy.
Breaker. This is Rubber Duck.
You got your ears on. This is Lucio Fulci's son down in the basement.
God, I'm obsessed with C.W. McCall.
Oh my God, he was a copywriter too. So I love that he was like, you know what, this is becoming a big deal. Have you ever seen the Superhost video for Convoy?
No.
Yeah, Superhost used to make these little music videos on his show, and he had a Convoy one where it was all like an HO scale train with like fake little model trucks moving around, and Superhost was driving one of the trucks, and he would like lip sync the whole song. It was ridiculous. I actually have it on DVD, so next time you're over, I'll share I have the Superhost skits DVD, and it's full of some really awesome stuff. It's like kind of like when I think kids today probably would not understand it, like when Chili Billy Show would do skits too. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's such a different way of doing television than exists today.
Well, plus that it's making all sorts of references to things that don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Like somebody said in the opening, I had telephone operator on there. I think it was David, said nobody today would know what that is. Kids wouldn't relate to it.
We actually were working on something at work, and they said you can't say hang up anymore because kids may not understand what hang up is. And I was, because you don't hang up a phone. When was the last time you hung up a phone? Like a long time ago.
Nobody hangs up anymore. I tell you, I work where I talk on the phone, and I can't tell you how many times the other person just doesn't hang up. They'll be like, goodbye, and they're still connected. They don't know. And they're like talking to someone in the room, like, oh, yeah. So anyway.
My favorite is when you're in a Teams meeting with a lot of people, and then someone just answers their phone and forgets that they're on mute. I had a great one a couple meetings ago where a husband and wife were fighting, and everybody was like,
oh, that's the best, isn't it?
Yeah. That guy's not running the sweeper. You're getting like some of the sound of the furnace over here. If you hear that noise, I apologize.
I heard that too. It sounded like some of Dr. X's equipment.
Yeah, the furnace is like 2 feet away from me here. So now it's on. It's like, oh, it's like Freddy Krueger furnace right now.
That didn't change.
Yeah.
The furnace.
The furnace stayed for now. I don't jinx it. I wanted to get through the winter. I needed to get through the winter. But yeah. The world's strongest furnace. That's what I'm hoping that it is.
Don't we all want that for our furnaces?
Oh, isn't that when you're a kid, like you're like, I hope I get what I want for Christmas. When you're an adult, you're like, I just hope this furnace makes it one more year. Can it just make it one more year? It'll get there. It'll do it. Now there's also the other thing that got added is there's different ducts here, so that actually the air blows through the whole room, and it's pretty nice. The furnace is not near the basement toilet. The basement toilet is right there inside the door. Unlike most Pittsburghers, I have a door on my toilet. Most Pittsburghers aren't going to have
Yeah.
a door in the toilet. You're just going to sit.
Not the toilet in the basement. You should specify.
Yeah. Well, when Chris Erickson and I lived in Squirrel Hill, we had a third floor toilet that just had a curtain that went around it. Like it had like a plastic curtain. Yeah. And like that was our TV room, but which was very convenient because if a commercial came on, you could pee or even shit and still be watching TV. Incredibly convenient. Also incredibly embarrassing for guests that don't spend their lives around us, and like we would laugh at the noises they'd make. So
Here's a place I thought we would never go on tonight's show, and here we are.
I feel comfortable with the audience now, so I feel as if I can tell them these things.
Comfortable enough to leave the curtain open?
No, not to leave the curtain. I would close the curtain, and I would probably flush while I was doing it too. I wouldn't want them to hear what I was doing. Oh, Vivi.
She's so camera shy. She doesn't want to come over here.
She looks so cute. Did she just get her hair cut again?
I just brushed her out.
Oh, man.
I did cut her hair, but I didn't cut a lot on her head. I just cut like her body.
Yeah, Chris is right
with me.
It was literally a toilet in a closet.
Yeah.
You had to take 2 steps to get up to it. But yeah, we would play Dreamcast from the bathroom. We lived in Squirrel Hill when we lived. We didn't know how good we had it. Let me tell you. We also would jump out of the window in my brother's room. Unbeknownst to him, we had stacked all these boxes up. And he was in bed with his girlfriend at the time, and Chris and I just ran and jumped out a window, and she thought we died.
It was like that Saturday Night Fever bridge gag.
Oh, it totally was, yeah. Oh, man. So thank you, Vivi, for coming on. How did she enjoy Halloween? Did she enjoy it?
She didn't really do anything. Not on Halloween. She was stuck here all day with me. I think she's annoyed with me. I don't take her places.
I took Cuppy for a walk today, and he made it about 2 blocks before he asked to be picked up and taken home. So we bonded. It was great.
So Dr. X, where were we?
We were... it looks like we might be talking about the ads for Dr. X. What say you?
I wasn't sure whether I should do the ads yet or not. It's still kind of early.
Yeah, let's talk about it. It's funny because like I was thinking about this the other day. Doctors are evil quite often in movies. Do you think that's because of the psychological fear of going to the doctor?
This is going to be extremely painful, Mr. Verrill. Yeah, nobody wants to go to the doctor, man. They're going to chop something off, you know?
Yeah, because there's like Dr. Mabuse, and there's like, there's tons of like evil doctors in movies that get in a couple different movies. You know what I mean? Like, they have like careers that stretch across multiple movies. There's Dr. Giggles, even if we want to get a modern version, though. And it's terrifying to go to the doctor. That's something I've learned. Even though I've worked in healthcare for so many years, it's still scary, even though I know what I'm getting into.
The ones I'm not afraid of those kind of doctors. I'm afraid of the Marjoe Gortner kind of doctors, like he was in Hellhole.
Yeah,
he looked like a normal doctor, and he even acted like a normal doctor, but he was doing something really fucked up.
Yeah. I was thinking about Hellhole this week, actually. I was like, that movie is mental.
But it was just enough to be believable. They would be like injecting people with this shit. Because, it's totally gotta happen.
Yeah. I love when people in movies are just like, you know what, we're just experimenting. Can we just inject you with this just for a little bit and see what it does? And they're just out there doing it. It has to be. It's torn from the headlines. It's torn from the headlines. The people that scare me are the ones that the guys that give you the before you have a surgical procedure that talk you down, because it's like they ask you a couple of these questions and then you're like, why are you asking me these questions? And I'm like, well, they're like, to make sure you don't die, that you don't sleep too long. And I'm like, is that how fragile my life is right now? Like, yeah. So like, it's scary, especially the talking backwards part. And then,
that's never happened to me, and I've never had to be put under. So
I had to be put under before my I had an endoscopy, and they had to put me under for it. And yeah, I couldn't stop laughing before it though, because they were coming in with the camera, and the camera like sees, a zoom in of whatever it is, and as they were putting it in my mouth, it went like, whoa. And I'm like, hold on, let me fall asleep first, and then I start laughing. And I woke up, I was still laughing. It was great. They're
you laughed throughout the whole procedure, Sam. They
probably,
told me.
yeah, I did. They all came in and took pictures with me, like.
Oh, you mean like you hear?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can hear while you're out, and you hear the people talking about you.
Wayne the Train.
That only happened to me.
Wayne the Train, the dentist. Have you ever seen that guy?
Mm-mm.
He's like a dentist that always advertises on Channel 2.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I have seen him.
And his ads are crazy, because his ads are always like, I want you to know that I played for the Pittsburgh Panthers. And I was whatever number he was, and I do sedation dentistry. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't know how your football career helped you to be a good dentist. And I always tell Becca, like, his tagline should be like, I promise I will not put my penis in your mouth while you're sedated. And it's like, that's my pledge to you. And it's like, I'm Wayne the Train. And I'm like, that's what's keeping me from going there, knowing he's going to knock me out. And it seems suspect that he's making such a big, and he has a logo of like teeth on a train. It's very, no one, he does
through this sometimes, Sam.
He doesn't have his
trauma.
He doesn't have an ad agency working on this. Bill, Eldon loves your shirt too, by the way.
Oh, it is still Halloween to me.
It's still Halloween.
I'm not letting go of it.
You don't have to. It's almost time for the big giveaway with your shirt.
Watch, kids, watch.
We listened to the Halloween 3 soundtrack when we drove to the grocery store last night, and it was fun.
Did anything melt?
Just my brain.
Bugs and snakes came out of it.
Oh, they did. I opened my mouth up, and yeah. Just Jeff said it's not DIA without penis. That should be the next shirt. It should be a marquee that says that.
Penis and prophecy bear.
Penis and prophecy bear.
Well, they kind of go together.
They do.
Hey, let's talk about these Dr. X ads.
I love these old ads, and you've shown a few of these before, where there's like so much copy in these ads.
Yeah.
Like those old Universal ones had like a whole page of copy with them.
Yeah, some of them didn't get promoted as much as you might think. Like, it's hard sometimes to find varied ads for Dracula, but I find so many ads for Frankenstein. I'm talking about the 1931 versions. I find so many Frankenstein ads. Like, no two Frankenstein ads are exactly the same, but Dracula has maybe like 5 or 6 that I keep seeing over and over again. Dr. X was like that too. I have not found a whole bunch of ads, but where you do find them, there's like 10 of them. There's a different one for every day. So it's fun looking for this stuff.
Yeah, I love this ad with just the eyes.
This is about screaming, although Fay Ray does not scream the way she does in King Kong in Dr. X. Oh. Get that idea. Use the windshield wipers of your mind to get that idea off your windshield.
Yeah,
because she's sort of like doped up in the part where she should be screaming, so she kind of plays it like. So
this has comedy that's good to the last giggle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not quite that much of a comedy. There's maybe like 2 scenes that are played completely for laughs, and this is also one of my favorite kind of movies, and I know you like this too, in a movie where like terrible things are happening and then all of a sudden it's daytime and there's a scene on the beach with 2 lovers. It's really it's that kind of movie.
I need that kind of break. I need a fright break, as William Castle would say, but I need a love break.
I busted out my autumn leaves glass for this show.
Very nice.
They're not there, but when you put ice in it, they come in the color leaves.
Oh man.
Okay, so Dr. X.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
that's
one. Yeah.
Wow.
And there's all the creeps. There's a creep panel on the right, which is handy.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to guess Dr. X just from this.
Oh, love it.
Lee Tracy is that guy's name that I was trying to remember.
It's a new style thriller.
Yeah, it's not like that.
No.
Those other thrillers you've seen. This is Dr. X. But yeah, look at all the copy in there.
I like that these ads always trumpet how many people are in it. The other one said 20 other stars. This one's like in 17 others. Like you're getting, I mean, that's like, if I'm going to put down my money and when times are tight in 1933 or 32, I want to see at least 20 people.
The bigger the cast, the better the movie, obviously.
Yeah. That's why the greatest story ever told is the best, greatest story ever told.
So here's something special. Look.
Stanley.
The Stanley Theater.
Wow. I love this type.
Yes. Dr. X had a whole bunch of ads in Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of stuff to look at here, but here's those eyes again. That right there. Me in 1932 would be like, oh yeah, I'm going to spend 5 cents to go see that at the movies.
Oh, wow. I love this. Oh, that's so cool.
Thrilling. Weird.
Yeah. For those who say they can't be thrilled.
Here's another rogues gallery. There's an extra head in there. There were only 4 in the others.
I have a feeling that Who is going to show up in an issue of Driving Us Home at some point with the eyeball in it.
There has to be a way that I can use that.
Yeah, it's going to show up.
Who is the Moon Killer?
Does the Stanley logo have a little bit of snow on it? Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you. Does it have a little of that cooled by air conditioning?
It looks like, yeah, that's probably exactly what that is.
Oh, man. I do love when a theater advertises its air conditioning. Like today, it's like, yeah, of course it's air conditioned. But back then, it was like, that's a big deal.
Either that or it was winter and their heating went out and they were warning everyone. They're like, look, the Stanley's frozen. So bring a warm coat and don't take it off.
Yeah. The Moon Killer advises you to wear a nice coverall.
Yeah. Don't bitch or the Moon Killer will get you.
Oh, man. This headline is promising a lot. You'll never forget it as long as you
will
live.
Never forget it.
Wow. Talk about hyperbole.
Look at those prices. 25 cents, 35 cents, 40 cents. I wonder what the difference was.
One was in Feel Around. You actually had someone sit behind you and rub your face.
Oh, it was one of those kind of movies.
Yeah. Maybe it was for the balcony seating. Maybe it was cheaper for the balcony seating, or maybe the better seats were more expensive. I know that I just read an article that they were trying to do that again in theaters, to do different seating prices based on where you sit.
Well, they already kind of did that. They would sell you those special seats for more money, and like people would come in and ask you if you wanted a drink or something. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. They do that at what do you call it? The one at the waterfront has that where you sit up on
Lowe's.
Top. Lowe's, yeah, because there's that Lowe's Club in top.
Yeah, that must be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, though that's what's nice when I did the Alamo Draft House one. It's like there's do you know what I mean? There's people come and do that, and it's just part of your experience. It's very nice. Oh, he's on his way. Oh man, this is a trippy logo with the eyes going through the O's. Like they've really had a ton of people working on these.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, it's like when Santa is coming on Christmas Eve and you keep getting those messages on the radio. Like, hey guys, Dr. X is on his way. He's been sighted in Cincinnati.
Well, watch out.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Some not in Pittsburgh. That's okay though.
Is this the Lyric in New York, the eventual Grindhouse?
I'm not sure where this is from.
Yeah, because the Lyric's
one of the
big grindhouses in New York eventually. So,
I don't think it's that Lyric. Just like a Bijou in every city, there was probably a whole bunch of Lyrics.
Yeah, it's like Matinee at the Bijou on QED. That was another big Saturday night show. Oh.
A Max Sennett comedy, thank God.
4 weird doctors and a helpless girl. Among them, a savage.
Yeah, and this has a very stage fright concept to it.
Did you see that other line too? That's something we talk about on the show. The line above it's like so unusual. It might have been made in another world. Maybe that's where that theory came from. We always talk about.
See, we thought we were original when we said that. We thought we invented it.
Yeah. Oh well. He reaches out of darkness to doom human hopes. Oh my God, I'm becoming a bigger fan of him. Also, Gene Raymond. Oh no, I thought it was Gene Rayburn was appearing with it. Wow. He would come with that big microphone, like Dr. X. Farty Fanny says that I don't know what.
Dr. X is so stupid. How stupid is he? He's so stupid that instead of putting Noxzema on his face, he uses blank.
Let's ask Fanny Farmer what she thinks.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Oh man, we should have the DIA match game at some point.
Oh, I would love it.
Yeah.
Can I be Charles Nelson Riley? Obviously.
Yes, you're in the center square. There's no way you aren't. Yeah. Yes. Of course.
Since we're never going to do it, I could have just, said I was going to do it anyway, not even asked.
Noah fixed his glasses once.
Charles Nelson Riley, yeah.
Yeah, when he was at the theaters, like his glasses kept breaking, and finally Noah was like, fine, I'll fix them. Because he had like a little screwdriver, and he's like, he didn't even know who he was for the longest time. And he's like, this Chuck guy keeps coming in, breaking his effing glasses. And my mom's like, that's Charles Nelson Riley. He goes, I don't know who that is. And I said, he was on Ghost of Mrs. Muir. And Noah was like, oh, okay, I know who he is now. You have to like speak to him in sitcom language. Oh, Chris is going to be Richard Dawson. We need to get him a big collar to be Richard Dawson.
And he will kiss every lady.
Oh, he will. I also like when Richard Dawson on Price is Right. Yeah, he was on. That's another universe. When he was on Family Feud and he would do like devil horns with the screen, like "Show me mother-in-law." Like that's always what the best answer for Family Feud if you're stuck.
Mother-in-law.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't we do a commercial break and the drink segment? How about that?
How about that?
All right.
Well, all right.
The preview you are about to watch is for a movie that is unlike any you have ever seen before. It is for a movie that goes beyond temporary fear to everlasting terror.
Debbie! Debbie! You're insane!
The Monongahela Mongoloid.
Certain scenes may be quite shocking to some people.
No one under 17 will be admitted.
Hey, this is a drink for Dr. X. It's the Moon Killer. Fall appropriate. Here's what we got. 2 ounces of bourbon. We got 4 ounces of cider. Half an ounce of maple syrup. That's there. Some dashes. I'm going to use 4. You can use what you wish of some bitters. And then finally, we're going to have a dash of nutmeg and a dash of cinnamon. That's going to put it all together. Excited?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start with these two. This is going to be fantastic for November 2nd is when we're shooting this. In the future, when you watch this, know that it was November 2nd, 2024.
Lick the edge of that. It's not all over the kitchen.
Okay, let's give it a little stir with my cinnamon stick.
He made me give him a cinnamon
He
stick.
did.
Wait a minute. It's not supposed to be like this.
There's a snowstorm in Monongahela.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to have to start that over again with the real thing.
Okay. You know who did that? The Monongahela Mongoloid came in and messed everything up.
Sorry.
It's real. I'm here to tell you it's real.
That's what I get for trying to actually schedule a bathroom break while I'm away. Something like that happens.
I'm not going to drink the drink until the drink recipe. Though I'm thirsty, I'm not
thank
gonna
you.
drink it. Yes.
We have to do it the right way. Okay,
Let's
here.
do it the right way.
This is the actual thing.
That intern has been
Hey, this is a drink for Dr. X. It's the Moon Killer. Fall appropriate. Here's what we got. 2 ounces of bourbon. We got 4 ounces of cider. Half an ounce of maple syrup. That's there. Some dashes. I'm going to use 4. You can use what you wish of some bitters. And then finally, we're going to have a dash of nutmeg and a dash of cinnamon. That's going to put it all together. Excited?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start with these two. This is going to be very fantastic for November 2nd is when we're shooting this. In the future, when you watch this, know that it was November 2nd, 2024.
Lick the edge of that. It's not all over the kitchen.
Okay, let's give it a little stir with my cinnamon stick.
He made me give him a cinnamon
He
stick.
did. He did. This is a very special formula for Dr. X. 2, 3, 4. I used orange bitters instead of the other bitters, but who cares? That's a dash, and then let's stir it again so we don't have a clump. Very excited about this. See that stirring in the bottom? All right. The experiment has begun. Well, the experiment is over. Now the hypothesis begins. Pazuzu. Oh my gosh, is that good? So smooth. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm ready to have 8 of these tonight. Watch Dr. X and talk about cannibalism. See you later.
What was that sound on the soundtrack?
I don't know. That was the fear warning sound. That's when you know the screen's about to turn red when the Monongahela Mongoloid attacks. It's done at Sheets and here to kill us. Pazuzu.
Anyway, sorry about the whiteout.
That's okay. Pazuzu to everybody out there. Thanks for joining us tonight.
That was obviously something that happened when I rendered the video, and it looked okay on my end. I don't know why it looked white on the screen. Sorry.
It's okay. That intern's been fired. And we'll just have to get another one.
Where am I going to find these people? You keep eating them.
I know. Let's go to filmmakers and find another fat one.
Okay.
It shouldn't be too hard to find a fat film student, speaking as being one in the past. It should be pretty easy.
So Dr. X, before we get to the movie, it's on Internet Archive. And make sure you use the link that I posted on Groovy Doom, because if you try and find it on there yourself, you're probably going to end up watching that Venus flytrap movie that we talked about. It's not that. So just use the link. Or if you insist on doing it yourself, it should say Dr. X 1932. And make sure you look for the screen that has like a cast up on it, because anything else is going to be the Venus flytrap movie. I'm warning you. There, I said it. I warned everyone.
I made the mistake because I said to Bill, I'm like, I can't find it. And he's like, oh, I'll send you the link earlier when
I did the same thing. You did. I knew exactly what you saw.
I was all excited. I downloaded it from the Internet Archive and it was like so grainy. And I'm like, I thought this looks like it was made in the 60s. Nope. So, I'm excited to see this. And I'm really, Facebook threatened Jeff. Look out. I got something taken off Facebook today, Bill.
You did?
Yeah, my the Roland movie that I put up, Streets of Bangkok. There's not even nudity on the posters, just 3 girls. And it was like, this might offend somebody. And it got taken down.
Okay.
Oh, well. Sorry, anybody. You can also follow me on Instagram and maybe X. I keep being like, I should get off X, but I'm still on it for now.
I know there's like a couple people that I only talk to via X.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason to keep it. I'd never go poking around looking at posts on there because they're going to send you down some wormhole you don't want to go in.
Yeah. I don't want to join Threads, and I don't want to add any other social properties. Right? It's enough. I have enough.
Yeah.
You know, I still got. I'm on AOL. If keyword DIA on come to our chat room on AOL, and we're also on CompuServe, and you can find us there, and Quantum Link. You'll have
Email
to
us at Hotmail.
email us at earthlink.net at hotmail hotmail.com. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Email us at webtv.tv. That's where you can find us. We'll have yeah, Kristen, find me at shopgoodwill.com. That's where
Check out the DIA MySpace.
yeah. Check out our MySpace. You might be one of our top friends. One of our, what was it? But check out the DIA live journal. When we're done with that, we'll have a live journal. We can still have a live journal. I mean, that is possible.
Friendster. Remember Friendster?
Friendster, yes.
It just got swamped with fakesters. It was nothing but like Andy Warhol, and I remember somebody I knew messaging me like, "Make a bunch of fakesters. It's fun." Everything ruined Friendster.
Well, there may have been people that created a lot of accounts on LiveJournal and had conversations between them at some point.
Who would do
if you'd like to
something?
know, who would want to know the secret history of Dave Thomas and his how he brought mixed martial arts to America? Who really would? Oh. But now we just got our Facebooks and our Twitters and our multiple Instagrams to get across all our points. And yeah. But we're out there. Oh, GeoCities. We forgot to do a GeoCities site. You can find us at geocities.com/Hollywood/8783/index.htm. That's where we'll be. That's a new Driving Sound website. So hopefully you'll be able to. What's funny though is everybody made fun of QR codes for being outdated for a while. And they're like, oh, who uses QR codes? No one. Now, everybody. So that's how it works. It still works. We're making fun of the past while embracing the past and watching movies from the past. So what do we know, right?
I think we know a lot. And
yeah.
What we do know is that human flesh cannot be applied externally on top of flesh that's already there.
No.
We also know that, radiation is probably a really bad thing, and you don't want to go exposing yourself to things like that. None of this got through to the poor hapless characters in Dr. X.
No.
Who have got to be like sparking cancer left and right in everything they're doing in this movie.
I was thinking about the dad in Barn of the Naked Dead today. How there's just like the dad's just in there, and then the girls think they're so smart by letting him loose, and then he's just like, I am the Deus Ex Machina of this movie. I am killing everybody. And it's like, that's the end. Like, we let the guy out, and that's it. I love it though. I've been going back, and I'm like, why didn't I put that on the site? My write up on it. So I'm putting up a lot of movies that were that we did on the show on the site. So I'm excited about that. So you'll have, I think that goes up tomorrow, and then The Severed Arm was up today. Homicidal. Help Me Out. Possessed.
I love The Severed Arm.
Oh, isn't it great? How about the concept of that? It's like, it's just wild. Mirrors, which we did, the Picks, Vice Squad. These are all DIA favorites. They're all up on the site over the next day or two. I still am astounded by the fact that the husband died in Mirrors because a little bit of dust. They like blew some dust in his nose and he died.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, it was that voodoo shit,
Yeah, voodoo, which you don't dare do, people.
Poor Kitty Wynn.
Yeah.
Why would she do something like that? I mean, go to New Orleans and get mixed up in voodoo. I don't mean make a movie other than The Exorcist.
Yeah. I love that that director hadn't made a movie in like theatrical film in like 6 years. And he was like, this is the one that's going to bring me back. Then he made Mischief and Private School. So
Sylvia Crystal.
Yes.
Wasn't she in Private School?
Oh, yes, Bill, she was. Yes. Yes, she was. Oh, there's some of her.
Crystal, I named myself after this champagne.
Oh. There are so many of her movies that I watch just because she was in them. I watch Mata Hari just because she is in it, and it's not good. But you know what? I watched it, and you know,
The
I went
Nude
through
Bomb.
Oh my god, yeah, I like the Nude Bomb though.
I love the Nude Bomb.
We kind of
especially
forgot
that
about
opening, that theme song.
Yeah, I think we've forgotten about the Nude Bomb, and that's sad. I was hoping that when the Get Smart movie came out, we'd get like a Blu-ray of the Nude Bomb. Nope, we didn't.
Well, I think the thing that confused everybody was there was no laugh track to tell you when a joke had been made in the Nude Bomb.
Yeah, and they got rid of 99, and I was like, oh, should I be mad? And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
Sylvia Kristel's in it, so no, I shouldn't be mad.
That pissed me off. I have to admit, it really took a lot of the joy out of the Nude Bomb for me that Barbara Feldon wasn't in it. And why wasn't she in it?
She was in the next one when they did the next
Too
reunion.
late.
Too late.
Too
Did you
late.
watch it on 22 every day? That was a Channel 22 favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day. Yep.
I kept thinking, I can't wait until we have a phone in our shoe.
Oh my God. Right? I have always wanted to work in a place where the doors closed behind me like that. Do you know what I mean? Where it was like they would slam and they would come out. Like I just wanted it so bad. It's so funny because so much Don Adams is so much of my childhood, right? Because between that and Inspector Gadget, like he was in so much that I watched. And he's the same character. Inspector Gadget's just Maxwell Smart, the same character.
Hashtag justice for 99.
We need stickers for those. Like, let's all get behind something that that is long over. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just do it.
It starts something about Margot Kidder not being in Superman 3.
Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Like, look, we want Margot Kidder. We don't want what's his name? Who's in it?
3 with Margot, please.
3 with Margot. Yeah. Can you read our mind? We want Margot in Superman 3.
Do you know what it is? What she does to us?
Oh man. I told you before, that's like the first guy that the first girl that I ever heard my dad mention that was attractive. And my mom was just like enraged. She was like, no, she's stupid. And I'm like, and she's like, your father thinks she's beautiful. And I'm like, and I was like, well, he's kind of right.
She is beautiful.
Yeah. Save Prophecy Bear. Hashtag Save Prophecy Bear. That's where you can find him. We're going to make a Prophecy Bear Friendster page. You can come to it. Be friends with Prophecy Bear. We'll have a 900 number, just like Freddie used to have a 900 number. You just call it, it's just him growling. It's like 99 cents a minute. Just him going, and that's it.
We have to make another Friendster page for that other Prophecy Bear that we see at the end.
Oh, the baby
they
Prophecy
have to be
Bear.
Friends on
Yeah,
Friendster.
exactly. Yeah.
Still hoping to meet you in the woods one of these days.
My dad did not have Sisters on VHS because we couldn't afford it. Unless he taped it off TV. If he had taped it off HBO, we would have had it. But no, we didn't. We couldn't afford that.
Jeff's dad liked Bonnie Franklin. Your dad had great taste.
Bonnie Franklin and Charlene McClain are interesting. It's funny because like when did you ever go to like a party or something and the dads were all hanging out like drinking beer in the backyard, and like when they would talk about like one time I came back and they were all talking about Anne Margaret and I was like, yeah, Margaret, no, whatever. And then I watched a movie with Anne Margaret in it. I'm like, oh, that's what my dad was talking about. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I totally get it now. That one when she's in
just
with
trusted them, Sam.
I should have what? Trusted them?
Just trusted them, yeah.
I should have. Well, the one time I hung out with them, they all spoiled the ending of Jaws 2. And I was like, God damn it. It was like 5. Man, is it a coincidence that Godzilla's birthday and National Sandwich Day are in the same day?
No.
No? You know what I hate? The Oxygen Destroyer. I get mad about it. Because I hate when the humans celebrate the Oxygen Destroyer at the end of, because they brought this shit on themselves with Godzilla. Do you know what I mean? Like they made it, and they should have to deal with it.
Don't even get me started on this because I feel very passionate about it.
Yeah.
Save the Earth. We have carbon. It's full of mercury, or
Yeah.
whatever the line is.
Yeah.
I love that opening, by the way, for Godzilla versus the smog monster.
Oh God, I love the smog monster. I was so afraid of it when I was little, because at the end there's that scene where Godzilla just starts pulling stuff out, and like a baby doll comes out of it, and like all that stuff. It was so upsetting. And today I'm like, again, we brought this on ourselves. We made this smog. I like that he's the smog monster too. Like today would people be like, oh, I guess smog. Okay. Today he'd be the fracking the frack beast, or something. But
the non-stick pan monster.
He's what are those plastics? The microplastic monster. Think oh my God, I'm calling Toho right now. Could you imagine if it was like just a giant amoeba made up of little pieces of bottles and stuff, and it was like that island that's floating made of plastic in the middle of the fracking freak. Thanks, Chris. That island of plastics that's floating in the middle of the ocean forms into a monster, and Godzilla has to fight it. And like,
it could happen.
It's already in you, because we all already have like parts of that plastic in our bodies, so that it can possess you quite easily. It's kind of like it's like an invasion of the body snatchers kind of thing, but not the invasion, not that one. We're like straight up fifth. I like the Able for R one too, up to the 90s.
I love that.
I just wrote about the invasion because it's like every decade gets the body snatchers it deserves, right? And the 2000s are so forgettable. They're like, here's your invasion. Go ahead, take it. It's fine.
There is no happy ending in a body snatchers movie.
That one there is. Everybody gets better at the end of the invasion.
There's no. It was like the Stepford Wives. After they're like, well, they didn't really kill the woman and turn her into a robot. They just gave her a pill to take every day.
Oh my God, I know. Like what?
Like, where's the novelty in doping people up to make them do what you want?
And they're like, and even at the end, like Nicole Kidman's like, they weren't really that bad. They came here and promised us stuff, but they tried to take us over. We just need to get the human race back to being fighting and killing each other. And James Bond's like, you're right. She did kill her husband, though. She had to kill her ex-husband.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
People did die.
And she shoots her would-be boyfriend in the leg to stop him. And they also added in some,
Poor Veronica Cartwright.
Oh yeah.
They made her go to sleep.
Yeah. I like too that it's like they added an element of Freddy Krueger in that one, where it's like if you fall asleep, you become a pod person, but if you stay awake, you're fine. Like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That never works.
No. I think that the pod person, Nicole Kidman, is the one that tells you, like, when you're in the movie theater and she gives you that big speech, like, drama feels better here. Like, that's the pod, Nicole Kidman.
Get Dr. X ready. It's time to watch it. So
it is time to
we'll
watch
be back after the movie. After you're done, we give everyone a little bit of time to catch up, and then we'll be back on with a second segment. Lots more to talk about, and we need to tease next week's movies, which are going to be, oh my God, I can't wait for next weekend. It's going to be a double feature. And
do you want to tease them? Yeah, they're both regional movies.
Yes.
And
70s downbeat 70s jam.
They are both from completely opposite sides of the spectrum. Like, one is like very much it could happen. They both could happen.
Oh, they're both true stories.
They're both true stories. Yeah. The second one has one of the best screams where that girl sees the stuff that's hanging and she just starts screaming, and you're like, that doesn't even look the least bit real. But fuck it. I love both movies. And the second one's got one of the biggest stars we've ever had in a DIA movie. Like, Hollywood royalty is in one of these movies.
We've had Joan in a DIA.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, but this is Hollywood royalty, you can say, in the second movie. The first movie begat other movies. I love them both. I am so excited. When we were talking about it, I was like, these are why haven't we? These are two movies where, like, why haven't we done these? And also, we've had some requests for them, but also it's like, they're nuts. It's not Midnight. We already did Midnight. If I could show Midnight every week, yes, we would.
This would be the midnight show.
Yeah, this would be the
Eerie midnight show.
Yeah, every Saturday at midnight we show midnight, and we talk about midnight. We have midnight guests on. Yeah, it's Burt Reynolds is not in it.
No,
but geographically you're close. Okay, that's all the teasers.
Yeah,
there's some moments in both movies that are astounding. Like I got so excited. I went back and rewatched one of them today, Bill, and I was like, damn it, this is so good. I love this so much.
We hope you'll love it too.
Yeah.
Next week.
But
for now,
enjoy this.
Dr. X.
Yeah. The heavy, heavy monster sound of Dr. X.